Alright. Yeah, this meme's dead. But this is a legit thing right now. Pewdiepie is about to be overtaken by T-Series. I'm not doing this for the memes. I'm doing this to help from all my 63 subscribers. I need your help. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 I'm just gonna say sub. Sub to Pewdiepie. 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 Sub to oh my god, why is it so hard to say? Sub to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with it? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with it? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe. Oh, subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe all everywhere, subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to subscribe to Pewdiepie, 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 subscribe to Pewdiepie. That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe to Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 That's really hard to say, by the way. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Wow. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Subscribe. Oh my god. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to pod to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Stop recording. Sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, Sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Sub to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Sub 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 to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. Subscribe to Pewdiepie. subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Stop recording. Sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe 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 to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub 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 to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie. Stop recording. Sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe 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 to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub 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 to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, sub to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie, subscribe to Pewdiepie. 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 Oh, I can't do this anymore. I've just done that for what, like 2 hours or something. Other people go out, other people do stuff. I'm sitting here in my room telling you to subscribe to Pewdiepie. So you're hearing that in my dreams. But you know what? I know you just skipped to the end. I know you did. I don't even lie that you didn't. You didn't watch the entire thing. Of course you didn't. You just skipped to the end. Because who's going to sit here for 2 hours watching someone say subscribe to Pewdiepie? No one is. No one at all. Right? I know you skipped to the end. That's okay. I don't expect anyone to watch this all the way through because you would be even sadder than me. And you can't get sadder than me, so... Oh my god, my eye. No, it's normal. I'm just going crazy. Listen, yeah, you're probably like mind boggled by the fact that I just did this for 2 hours. I'm not the type of person who would do that. But I am. Yeah, you all know that I am. So... I've just done that for 2 hours and I haven't really got a reason for doing it except for me, you've got to subscribe to Pewdiepie. But everyone who's going to watch this they're already subbed to Pewdiepie, so like, and if you haven't, what am I? I'm not going to change my mind, am I? I'm going to sit in the corner and think about what I've done.